Hey you guys, in this video I'd like to share a different perspective on what it means to be a mystic. I think for many of us we've encountered, maybe in popular culture, there's this image of the mystic as someone who's like really out there. They somehow maybe don't belong. They're somehow different. And I've learned over time that actually the experience of the mystic is just one who's had a direct experience of the divine, of God, cosmic consciousness, whatever name you want to give it. But it's a direct experience where we no longer need a priest or a preacher or a rabbi or whoever to be our connection with the divine. It's something that we experience directly within ourselves, within the world around us, at all times. So I wanted to share with you a quote and a poem, actually, that help to describe this experience of the mystic. And I'm sure we've got some people tuning in who maybe you consider yourself a mystic as well. I certainly consider myself as one. It's been a very beautiful and helpful aspect for me in my spiritual path. I'd love to hear from you. If you've had mystical experiences or consider yourself a mystic, please feel free to comment. Let me know. But I want to share something with you. This comes from the Essential Mystics by Andrew Harvey. And it's a quote from Beatty Griffiths, who said, this is how he described his sort of first mystical experience. I was suddenly made aware of another world of beauty and mystery, such as I had never imagined to exist, except in poetry. It was as though I had begun to see and smell and hear for the first time. The world appeared to me as Wordsworth describes it, with the glory and freshness of a dream. The sight of a wild rose growing on a hedge, the scent of lime, tree blossoms caught suddenly as I rode down a hill on a bicycle, came to me like visitations from another world. But it was not only my senses that were awakened. I experienced an overwhelming emotion in the presence of nature, especially at evening. It began to have a kind of sacramental character for me. I approached it with a sense of almost religious awe, and in a hush that comes before sunset, I felt again the presence of an almost unfathomable mystery. The song of the birds, the shape of the trees, the colors of the sunset were so many signs of this presence, which seemed to be drawing me to itself. So there's this naturalness, like this natural feeling of connection, appreciation. My teacher, Sahaja, from the Hridaya school, he would often speak about seeing the world through the eyes of the heart. So it's a perception beyond words, beyond the mind. And there's a lot of beautiful mystic poetry from all over the world. When I first encountered this mystic poetry, it came mostly from the Sufi tradition. So poets like Hafiz or Rumi. And I'll put the names below in the description of this video for those of you who want to maybe do some research or find some more poetry. But I remember the first poem, mystical poem that I ever encountered, and it spoke to me, and I want to share it with you here. It is by Hafiz, and he said, "The small man builds cages for everyone he knows, while the sage, who has to duck his head when the moon is low, keeps dropping keys all night for the beautiful, rowdy prisoners." So I hope you'll let me know your thoughts about being a mystic, maybe some insights around the poem or the quote. And please feel free to like and subscribe if you want to tune in for more. And until then, see you next time.